It seems like you've always had a team by your side. But is it possible for a small business owner to achieve the same success by themselves, or with a tiny team, not having a lot of people experienced in the niche, or with some baggage of this huge potential, so on and so forth?
I would say yes, but you really need to look at your impact from a standpoint of how much time do I actually have and what's going to be the most impactful and where should my efforts be. And you should really evaluate it continuously. So I really highly recommend anyone who's on a tiny marketing team or is a solo marketer. I recommend Nick Westergaard's book on scrappy marketing. So he goes through lots of techniques that you can do to really hammer out kind of the like, what should my plan be and why should my plan be like this for my business? And I think he has some super helpful framework in there for people that are, limited resources. And I have been there. Like I've, worked on big teams, but I've also, been on a 2-person team for, a $10 million a year e-commerce site. Like that, I've also been in that role and been like, okay, what are the things I can do are most impactful? So when I was doing that, some of the things, my like title was SEO, social media manager. But I was also doing like branding and content writing and, whatever I needed to, because that was kind of our limited resources. And one of the projects I did, so I didn't really have time to do link building, right? Link building is a huge part of SEO. One of the reasons I wasn't doing link building was because their on-site SEO was atrocious. So I spent a lot of time cleaning it up and working with dev teams to do things like, having meta descriptions correct on pages and not using one default one for everything, which is how the site was programmed, right? We've all kind of been in those quagmires where we're like, oh my goodness, who thought this was a good idea? But I knew links were important, and we were struggling, like marketing in general was really wanting to get more authentic stories about people using, so it was outdoor clothing. So they really wanted people who are going on like grand adventures, right? Like camping in the Amazon or, hiking the Pacific Trail or, all these like fun, like big trips. They really wanted people who were using their clothing to give testimonial about it and talk about it and test it and all these types of things. So I ended up reaching out to a whole bunch of travel bloggers. And the most popular thing that the company sold is underwear. I'm sure it's still their best seller.
What's the secret?
So the secret underwear, so the brand's Ex Officio, for those of you that are wondering.
Of course it does.
So the underwear is quick drying. So the idea is that you only have to bring like 1 or 2 pairs, and then you can wash it in a sink or a river, and then it'll dry overnight. And then, you'll have fresh underwear in the morning. So I sent out, I reached out to these travel bloggers and, I was like, no obligation. I'm going to send you some products so you can use it, wear it. We'd love if you wrote up about it, but, whatever, it's up to you if you want to do that. And we ended up having almost all of them wrote stuff up about, on their blogs, linking back. So, hey, link building, right? There it goes. Yeah. And talking about, how much they use the product, which was then super helpful for, our designers who wanted to know more information, our salespeople who were selling the product. I could share it on social media. Hey, it gave me things to talk about, right? We could, send it to customers and customer service who were wondering about, things like durability or how quickly does it actually dry. And, there's like a couple, like some of the bloggers who I say were, a little adventurous. So they got a little quirky. Like they sent videos of like washing it in the sink and like making jokes about like all this, underwear kind of poking fun at it, right? But it was really engaging content for the community, but it also satisfied all these other things for the business and was able to do more than just, build a link or have an article out there about, that this stuff actually works and it's actually good.